Hello everyone, this is the Archfiend, and this is a little follow-up video to the video I made the other day about the Shaytards, and anyways, I'll put a link on the screen for it if you didn't see that video. Excuse me, it's early, I burp a lot. Anyways, I want to address a few things here because a certain person by the name of Shay Carl, and yes, I'm going to address him by name in this video and title because I want him and his fans to actually see this video, unlike my last video where I left his name out of it completely. Because obviously that previous video I made was about Shay Carl and his family and everyone, you know, parading around like little money puppets in front of the camera. And it got me to thinking about a lot of things, and more specifically how a lot of his fans have come to me and questioned me on a few things and told me a few things. And I don't know, I feel it's just kind of necessary to make a video like this at this point because I've delved into things a lot more than I have in the past, and I've seen things from a few different perspectives here. And I never really wanted to address the children because they are the innocent ones in this. They don't really have a choice. The father and mother are basically putting them on this internet forum. Like, I mean, it's not like they can say no or yes. They're kind of just filming every facet of their lives and putting it for the world to see here. But I honestly am getting concerned at this point for the possible ramifications from their parents doing this. And the reason being is I've noticed a lot of the commentary on both Shay Carl's video and my recent video and other videos on YouTube of people criticizing Shay Carl and his wife. That commentary has been extremely negative, and that's to be expected because this is an internet forum here, of course, duh. And when you put stuff out there on the internet and you get hyper popular like Shay Carl and his wife are and his family, you're gonna get a solid contingent group of people that are like very adolescent or just very ignorant, and they don't really know what they're saying and they don't care what they're saying because everything is, there's no limit here on the internet. You can say anything about anyone and not really care about it because it's not like you're talking face to face to the person. And it got me to thinking about, and I want Shay Carl, hopefully he sees this, or excuse me, some of his fans see this and ask themselves, what do you think is going to be the response from those children when they grow up? And I noticed Shay in that video where I critiqued him, in that FTC video, I critiqued him. He said that in that video he doesn't even let his kids get on the internet and watch internet videos. And you know what? I don't blame him. I wouldn't let my kids on the internet either, especially ones that are, you know, 7 years and younger like his kids. But I've noticed some of the most obscene, repulsive comments on videos like mine and other people and Shay's own videos. Stuff like saying, oh my god, I wish I lived in the same state that Shay does because I would take his newborn baby and throw it in the snow. Now folks, that's a comment that's about as low as you can get, and I absolutely don't condone that. And comments that have been on that level I've been deleting off my video. Now granted, I might have missed a few because I don't read every single goddamn comment, I just don't have the time. But when I see something like that, I'm like, how could you say something like that? But you know what, it gets me to thinking about things, and I'm like, you know what? This is the internet, and he's putting the lives of his children on the internet. You're gonna basically get the attention of dumbass psychos like that that are gonna say the most completely ignorant, vile things. And I'm like, wow, you know what? His kids are gonna find this shit someday if they do a little research on what mommy and daddy has been doing them and treating them like little money puppets dancing around on camera for them. And I gotta say, Shay, how can you do this? And how can your fans just be just so accepting of this just because you appear to be this big, you know, happy family? Maybe you are. Maybe you're the happiest family in the world. And you know what? More the power to you if you are. And a lot of his fans came to me and they would bring up things like, you know, this is no different than, you know, John and Kate plus 8, you know, that show where the mother and the father put, you know, I think it was on like TLC or one of the channels, I don't know, I forget, it doesn't matter what channel it was on. They put the lives of their 8 adopted children on camera and they just showed, you know, what it was like, you know, living and raising that many kids. It was a fascinating show, to say the least. And people are saying to me, well, Shay Carl's no different than that. And I would say, well, no, it's completely different than that. Because that's a show that basically has a time lock on it. It's relevant for the time that it aired, a little bit relevant after it stopped airing, but when those kids grow up, John and Kate plus 8, 10, 12, 15 years down the road is going to be completely irrelevant. What Shay Carl is doing is putting something on the internet. When something is on the internet, it is in essence eternal here in cyberspace, for lack of a better term. And those videos of, you know, people like myself critiquing Shay Carl and his parents are going to be able to be found 10, 20, 30 years down the road. And those commentaries and comments from people that are just young, dumb, or just completely idiotic, no matter what age they are going to be there. And what are those kids to think when they see numerous people threatening their lives, talking to them, calling them bad names over and over and over and over again? Shay, why don't you think about that and all the negative criticism that is coming to you, and criticism that you will never be able to hide your children from, because it is always going to be here in cyberspace? How do you think, is it worth it to have those little money puppets dancing around for you right now to get that quick money before they grow up and don't be so adorable on camera? Is it worth it in the long run, Shay? And again, people are also started attacking me saying, well, how dare you? Shay is a great father and a great man. We see him in those videos and my God, that family is so happy. And I want to just go time out, people. First of all, who is saying he's a bad father? Me? I never said that. And on top of that, how do you people know he is a great father? Just because you see a few videos on the internet? You're going to tell me he's father of the year? That his mother is mother of the year? Folks, none of you out there know him personally. I don't know him personally. You're not going to hear me say, oh my God, he's a terrible father. Is he an irresponsible human being for putting his kids on camera? Yeah, I do believe so. Putting them on an internet forum for anyone and everyone to make fun of? Absolutely, I think that's irresponsible. Does that in essence make him a terrible father? Nah. It doesn't. But you know what? I'm not going to tell you he's a terrible father, and I'm not going to tell you he's a good father. You know why? I don't know him. Like, one example I kept bringing up is, I would say, you know, I knew Tiger Woods' career. I followed him from day one. I saw him just tear shit up on the golf course, and his public image was spotless. I was like, you know what? That is a good man. That is a good father, a good human being. It turns out he was a no-good, lying, cheating piece of shit to his family the whole time. Don't judge a book by its cover here, people. So don't sit here and preach to me that Shay Carl is a father of the year just because you've seen a few goddamn internet videos about him and his family. Anyways, I felt this video is necessary, and you know what? I hope some of Shay's kids actually grow up and see this, because there's actually a few people out there that are actually concerned about his family, and I'm one of them. Anyways, people, just something to think about here, and hope you have a good day and a better new year. Take care, everyone. Now it's time for the random picture.